Thank you for joining me on my masterclass. Now, today I'm going to be teaching you guys the cycle of wealth. The cycle of wealth. Because you see, everything in nature that regenerates itself has a cycle. You might call it a rhythm. And there is a rhythm, a cycle to wealth. Now, what you want to do is this: you want to work to earn money. Everybody has to work to earn money at the very minimum. Now, when you work to earn money, you don't want to spend your money. What you want to do is that you want to invest your money. So you want to buy assets that are investments because not every asset is an investment. For example, if you buy an iPhone, it's not an investment, but it's an asset. But the thing is that it loses value over time. So it's really not an investment. So make sure that you are buying assets that are investment. Don't just buy assets. You got to be smart about it. Buy assets that are investment. Now, when you buy assets that are investment, what you want to do is you want to wait for those investments to yield dividend, to yield interest, to be profitable. So they compound in interest, and you have to wait for that. You got to be patient. It's not going to happen immediately. Now, when they do, what you want to do is that you want to take some of the profit and spend on your needs first, and then your wants, and then you reinvest the profit back into your most profitable investment because you're going to have a portfolio of investments. So you're going to know because of the profit that they yield which is the most profitable. So that's where you want to divert your reinvestment into so that you can have more compound interest. Now, you have to understand this. Do your very best at the very minimum to be a prosumer. What is a prosumer? A prosumer is someone that consumes what they produce. So if you're working, for instance, and then your income, your salary, your wages, or the profit from your business is able to sustain your lifestyle, you are a producer, you are a prosumer. So from there, you want to try and improve so that you become a producer. So that means that your income, your profit, your wages, your salary, it's actually more than what you consume in that lifestyle, in that span of collecting it. So maybe in a month, in a week, whatever you make, your consumption is less than your production. So that makes you a producer. So you don't want to be a consumer. You don't want to be a consumer at all. No. So what you want to do is that you want to work to make sure that your assets fund your lifestyle. So you want to work to make sure that your assets fund your lifestyle. Otherwise, you're going to be working your assets for your lifetime. And that's not a very good way to live life. It makes you age very quickly. It destroys your health instead of bringing your wealth. So you want to avoid that. And the way to do that is by making sure that you are a producer. Now, how do you know which assets to invest in? Which assets are really investments? There are a number of them. You got real estate, you got ETFs, you got index funds, you got mutual funds, you got REITs, which are real estate investment trusts, you've got the crypto market, which is a bit risky right now, and then you've got other forms of investment. You can invest directly into growth stocks, you can invest directly into a business as a partner, but then you've got to have foundational investments. Now, what are foundational investments? A foundational investment is an investment that you have that will make sure that you never fall below the poverty level. So it's an investment that you have that will make sure that you never fall below the poverty level. So when you have that investment, and so you've got to look at your several investments and see which one has the most durability, which one has the most ability to endure the economic strains in the capital world. Because you're living, except you're living in a communist country, you are living under a capitalist system. So you want to make sure that you have a foundational investment that can endure the strains of that capitalist system. So if you look at all investment, if you look at real estate, if you look at crypto, if you look at investing in the stock market, if you look at ETFs, if you look at index funds, mutual funds, if you look at rates, if you look at investing directly as maybe an angel investor or a venture capitalist, a lot of these areas they got risks. But then probably the most stable of all of these investments are going to be index funds. Because why would you want to invest directly into the stock market when you can invest into an index fund? And an index fund is just basically a basket of the prime, the best, the most profitable stocks on the stock market, whether in the United States or in Canada or in England or in continental Europe. So that's what an index fund is. So instead of you just trying to like take a step of faith and guess which stocks are going to be the most profitable stocks, you just buy into an index fund, because an index fund in the last 10 years has outperformed 99% of investments in the stock market. So that's a pretty good report card. So it gives you an opportunity to say, okay, from your past, I can gauge your future, because the best predictor of future events is past events. And then in that same 10 years time, index funds have given a compound annual growth rate of about 13%. So what's not to like? So you want to invest in an index fund as your foundational investment. So you have other investments. You've got real estate, you've got rates, you've got ETFs, you've got crypto, you've got even some growth stocks, you've got some more risky stocks. But then your foundational investments are going to be index funds. Now, I told you guys yesterday, I said some of the best index funds are going to be Vanguard, VOO, Vanguard, BTI, and Schwab, US index. I think that of all of those, the Vanguard VOO is going to be the best. The Vanguard VOO is going to be the best. You also have others. You got the Vanguard, the VFIEX. So I will, if I'm going to recommend you, I'll tell you go with the Vanguard VOO. Now, I saw your comments yesterday. Some people were asking, people in Africa, people in Cambodia, Thailand, Vietnam, people in even as far away as countries as Peru, were asking, how do I invest in the VOO? First and foremost, there is no citizenship requirement or residency requirement to invest in the Vanguard VOO. What you just do is you go on their website. Now, I'm going to put their website in the description box of this video. But if you look at the screen right now, you're going to see, just go on their website, and then there's going to be an option. There's going to be an option to buy, and there's going to be an option to compare. To compare, what they just want you to do is make comparisons between them and other index funds. So you see, the Vanguard VOO is actually probably the best in the United States because their expense ratio is very little. So you click on buy, and then you select the options, because they're going to be about maybe 5 options. Select the best options that suits you, and then you follow. Like I said, there is no citizenship or residency requirement to invest in the Vanguard VOO index fund. Now, why should you choose an index fund as your foundational investment? It's simple, because in the last 10 years, it has outperformed real estate, it has outperformed rates, it has outperformed ETFs, it has outperformed almost every other kinds of investment. Now, if you look at the history of index funds, it's stable, because it's like owning a share in the prime, real, powerful stock market, and that's what you want to do. So I will tell you this: if you invest in the Vanguard VOO and you have maybe about $100,000 invested in it, every year you can look forward to earning about $13,500. Of that amount, they're probably going to take about $600 as the expense ratio. So maybe you might get $12,900, which is pretty decent. So I'll encourage you to make that your foundational investment. However, if you make real estate your foundational investment, don't forget that real estate, it has a cycle of boom and bust. Boom and bust. So remember, there was a 2008-2009 real estate crash. And then if you look at it right now, a lot of economists are saying that there's likely to be another crash, because right now real estate prices in America are falling. In Europe, they've already fallen. They started falling last year, and then they fell severely in the second quarter of this year. So my counsel would be invest in an index fund. Now, if you've watched this and you have questions arising from what you've watched, put your questions in the comment section of this video. My staff are going to bring them to me, and I'll do my best to respond to each and every category. But beware, I do not have a WhatsApp or a Telegram channel or Gmail email address. I'll never ask you for money. I'll never tell you that I can invest your money, and I'll never give you a contact number to reach me. Beware of spammers and scammers. Now, this is Pastor Reno, the Apostle of Prosperity, saying, God bless you.
Reno travels all around the world. I hope you get inspired about what you see. Apostle of greatness, Reno is a master. Only one man against the whole world in large. Fighting with the monsters, poverty I can't stand. That's why Reno is